Hi, Katie. I wanted to leave you some feedback on your week one writing assignment. First off, your formatting looks great. It's very professional. So great work there. Um, as a whole, I think your summary is working well. In fact, your final sentence is strong. I really like the conclusion that you come to. I think I think number one that your assessment of the main idea is correct, and I think the way that you have presented it in this sentence is really good. It's really clear. There are a couple things that I want to talk to you about in your summary. So, first off, great work setting up the signal phrase here. You introduce the author and the story. However, pay attention to your repetition, right? You say Orwell twice in a row, and it kind of makes the writing clunky there. So, just choose a different word. So, I might say in the story, A Hanging by George Orwell, the author addresses, yet to dut to dut. Um, so I think you're getting to good moments in the text here. Um, I think that some of the language that you're using here, these first two sentences, sorry, I don't know why the highlighting is acting crazy. These first two sentences, you're being really broad, right? It's really the third sentence where you really start getting narrowed and focused. And I get it. First sentences are always the hardest. And then I guess like second sentences are the second hardest. Um, if you could go back and take a second look at these sentences, these opening sentences, and pay attention to what you're doing in your third sentence and what you're doing in the final sentence, and think about how clear and concise and narrow your language is, I think that you could clean these ideas up really well. So maybe look at it this way. You get to the main point and you state it very clearly. So maybe what you can do in these opening sentences is more clearly establish the setting and the character and the plot to help the reader understand how Orwell kind of sets the stage to have this conversation about how, I guess, duty or maybe work or the job roles or maybe even the roles that we have in society will sometimes challenge our morality, will sometimes challenge our ethical systems and our personal ethical systems. And then, I guess what kind of the unspoken question then becomes is, well, what do we do when we're faced with that, right? Do we act or do we not act? So I think if you could look at these two sentences and do what you did in these other ones, your summary is going to be so much stronger. Do your best to avoid direct quotations when you summarize. You can indeed use direct quotations, but I would hang on to these and use them as evidence in an argumentative paper. So, for example, if you write about Orwell in Essay 1, The Critical Analysis, this piece of evidence would be fantastic to support a key idea in a paragraph. But typically, when you summarize, you don't want to bring in direct quotations, right? So the whole point of summary is that you are capturing the author's argument in your own words. And if you're using direct quotations, right, you're not doing that. So I think the direct quotations that you bring in are great. I would just hang on to these and use them for another purpose. So as a whole, like I said, I think you're doing some good work with Orwell, and I would encourage you, if you like what you've written for Orwell, I would encourage you to perhaps think about this essay for your critical analysis, because I think that you could do something good with it.